People are just going through rebirths. They are reinventing themselves and they're not waiting for like a life stage for that to happen. Something we saw with millennials, and I bet if I'd been back and looked at that research, we did this a long time ago, but probably with Gen X too, is that when women would have babies, they would quit their jobs and start businesses. Like that, we'd see an uptick in that. And they would reinvent themselves, they'd reinvent their style, right? They were raising their children differently. That was the first generation that didn't go to their mom for advice. They went to their peers for advice. Like it's a very kind of like self-directed, for all of the uncertainty we deal with, we also have a great amount of feeling self-possessed and being able to follow what we think is right for us. I see a lot more points of reinvention for people where they're not waiting for midlife. They do it when they feel like it's the right time to do it. And again, not to bring it back to Gwyneth Paltrow, but I have to because she left such a mark on culture. She packaged wellness as an experience of rebirth. People are seeking these rebirth moments. They want to feel transformed. It's a lot of reasons why people do. I've talked about travel a lot too. The kinds of travel people are doing is transformative travel. So, stargazing trips, sleep retreats, romancing holidays, where it's not about romance, it's about romanticizing the moment. Digital detoxes. People are going to feel like they are a different person when they come back. And this feeling of reinvention, rebirth, I think is an incredible way of taking all that change and cultural codes that are changing and taking control of it. I know that I've started to see my life that way. There's increased discussion of talking about life in seasons or eras. These are ways of serializing your life and what you're going through so that it gives it meaning. When you go through this much change, the only way to not let it crush you is to give it a meaning, to give it a story, a reason for happening. A great way to do that is through the story of rebirth, reinvention, or ascension, or realizing your potential. These are themes that were always top of mind for Gen X and millennials. And to make that like an actual conscious part of coding your life, I think is a wonderful way of dealing with all of that change. If you're asking how we actually deal with this, we need new mythologies. In the absence of culture level mythologies, I see people creating their own. And I think that's a really effective way of dealing with it.